Hi, my name is Lana, and I'm just waiting for the little blue circle to go around to say that we're going live. Yes, we are live. Hello, everyone. My name is Lana Walker, and we're here today for some tapping, some emotional freedom techniques. So it's part of World Childless Week and the wonderful work that Stephanie does. We've got in touch with her and said, should we do something about coping with Christmas, because that's what we're seeing. So while we're just starting, we'll just wait for people to join, and so we can just have a chat within ourselves. Thank you. Yes, we're live now, so that's lovely. So we'll just wait a few minutes for people to come on, and so we'll see who we've got joining us. There will be a few different time zones, so that's fine. It's 5 o'clock here in the UK, so various time zones over in the US, and we'll just see who joins us. And I'm up in North Cumbria in the UK. If anyone's ventured that far up for a while, I'm up in the Scottish border, or just south of the Scottish border actually, but I'm much closer to Scotland than I am to London. And we'll just see who's joining us so that we can get started with some wonderful tapping to help the people like us who are childless cope with Christmas. So Stephanie, I can see that you're there. That's lovely. And just wondering if there's some other people that are joining us. If you're there and you would like to say hi to let me know that you're there, that would be lovely, and where you're from perhaps. And so we'll wait a few more minutes and then we'll get started. And so the weather today has actually been quite nice. It's been wintry, but I've had blue skies. I don't know what the weather's been like for the rest of the UK. Not been out much today, but tried to get some fresh air and some sunshine, which is always nice. Yeah. Hello, Emma. Hello. And where are you joining us from? Are you in the UK or another time zone? I'm up in North Cumbria in the UK. But it's lovely that you're here. Yeah. Hi, Julie. Yeah. Oh, you're currently in Spain. Right. Okay, what's the weather like out there? Probably a bit warmer than it is here. We're probably going to get some of your weather coming up very shortly. So that's lovely. So people are logging on, and it always takes a few minutes when we have a Facebook Live for people to log on. So that's great. If you're here, you might want to make sure that you've got a glass of water. That's the only thing you need for today's session, is a large, lovely glass of water, and that you're warm and comfortable and you're sitting somewhere nice. Yeah. So that's great. So we've got, oh yes, it's 4 minutes past 5. Yes. We'll give it a go, and we'll start now. And if other people join, that's fine. I can have a look at the chat and see what's going on. So for those that have just joined, hi, my name is Lana. It's Lana Walker. I'm an Australian, but I live here in the UK. I've been here since 1996. So like you, Julie, I live in a different country. And basically, I'm 52 years old. I do not have children. I always thought I was going to be a mum, just like all of us. I just assumed I was going to be a mum, thought that's what you do. You don't not have children. It's not how the world works. And so here I am at 52. I don't have children. I basically spent my 30s trying to conceive with my ex-husband. I had 5 IVF cycles and I had 2 miscarriages. One was a natural conception miscarriage, which ended up being a missed miscarriage, which meant I couldn't even miscarriage properly. And I also had 1 IVF miscarriage. I spent my 30s trying for a baby, and it didn't happen. I divorced my husband that I was having IVF with. I left him and I remarried, and I thought, oh, I'm going to be one of those smug stories that you're with the wrong man, then you're with the right man, and it happens and you have the baby. So I was expecting that to happen, and that didn't happen either. So when I hit 40, I was like, that's it. I'm not going to have children. And it took a long time to really get over that. And so I really spent my 40s grieving, thinking that I had to stay in the grief mode because I didn't have children. And when I was coming towards my 50s a couple of years ago, I thought, can I put a toe in the water of thinking, is there a different way to feel? Is there a different way to not have that sadness, even though I still had childlessness? And so I started exploring What would that possibly feel like? Would it even be possible? And basically, after various self-help therapies, various different modalities, I came across energy healing, and it's an absolutely wonderful thing. And I've tried lots of things. I love going for therapies, and energy therapy, which it really made a big difference, really made a difference. And so I was really following that up. And last year I retrained as a holistic massage therapist and an EFT practitioner. And EFT is emotional freedom techniques. That's what we're going to be doing today. It's all about having some emotional freedom, getting rid of the thoughts that we don't want to have. But how is that possible? So what I'm going to do, a little bit of housekeeping, then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the tapping, and then we're going to get into some rounds of tapping. So I just want to make sure first that you're in a warm, comfortable, safe place, that you're happy to just let your feelings go. As always, in any therapy session, do look after your health, do look after your well-being and the way you're feeling. And if you want to take a moment to come out, that's fine. I'm not actually going to see whether you do or not, but if you want to sit out one round of tapping, or you want to take 5 minutes because things are getting a bit too much, that's absolutely fine. Do reach out and talk to me if you wish as well. Other than that, it's basically not too much more housekeeping. It's just making sure that you've got your glass of water there. If there's anything that you're not sure of, if you do pop it in the comments, then after, periodically I'll be able to check and go through anything that you're not sure of, but hopefully I will explain it clearly enough for you. So what I'm going to do first is show you the how, and then I'm going to explain the why. Normally people would do it the other way around when you're learning something new, but I want to physically show you what you're doing. So when we talk about it, you've got more of an understanding. So emotional freedom techniques is also called tapping, because we're literally tapping on acupressure points around the body. We're going to be using the hands, the face and head, and the upper body. So it's quite simple. So you don't need to stand up. You can stay seated, and it's a nice, easy therapy. So we're going to start by tapping. We're going to use the pads of our fingers. So not the ends, but the pads for most of the points. So, and I'll show you what they are. We're going to start with the side of the hand. This is called the karate chop. And imagine you were doing a karate chop on a piece of wood. That's the point that you would use. So we're going to tap there with our fingertips. I'm going to hold my hand up for the first few rounds so that you can see what I'm doing. But by all means, do this at home with your hand on your lap, somewhere comfortable. So this is more for illustrative purposes that I'm tapping on there. The next point is the head. And don't worry, we will go through the points again. Don't worry about remembering anything or forgetting one of the points. By the time we've done a few rounds, you'll have got this, that's fine. So don't worry about trying to remember things. The next one is the top of the head. So if you put your fingers right in front of your ears, there, and just literally pull your fingers up to where they meet at the top of your head. So if I get rid of my hair, I'm literally tapping on the top of my head there, tapping away. Then we're going to move down to between the eyebrows. You may have heard of the third eye. So right between the eyebrows here. And we tap at least 7 times on each spot. You can tap longer. We're now going to move to the sides of the eye. So imagine there's your eye line there. It's just literally to the side. We're tapping on acupressure meridian points. Now you'll notice that I've got 2 hands going with symmetry. I can change hands. I can do one hand. I can do both hands. It's very forgiving. It's whatever you feel like doing. You can change them midway. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to use this finger here. So now we're going under the eye. So it's right under the pupil and on the top of the cheekbone. So it's right there. And then we go under the nose. So this little ridge here is called the philtrum, and we're just going in under the nose above the lip. How you're getting on with that. and then we're going to go under the lip. So we're not going on the chin, we're going in that little divot there between the chin and the lip. We go there, that's lovely. Now the next one is on the upper body. We've got 2 points on the upper body. We're going just under the collarbone. So if you find where your collarbone is, my collarbone is there. You might play around for where is your collarbone. Find the bone, then just move your hands ever so slightly down so you're not on the bone, you're just below. What we're going to do now is just use one hand to find the point that we want to tap on. So as you can see, I've got my fingers here from the other side, and I'm just going to move my arm around till I can find something moving under the skin. And I might have to move my fingers around, and sometimes it helps to close your eyes. If you close your eyes, you're using a different sense. And once you feel something moving around under the skin, then that becomes your tapping point, and you bring the hand of that side onto the point, and that is your tapping point. We'll do that on the other side. So that's, again, find your collarbone, which is about here, going just below. I'm swapping the hand over, and I'm just going, where is the, technically it's a muscle attachment point. I'm a massage therapist as well, but you don't need to know that for tapping. And again, you might need to just move your fingers around to where you find where it moves. You go, oh, that's it. So again, place the same side hand just under your collarbone, and that becomes your collarbone point. If for some reason you start moving further out, which is, quite possible when you get into the tapping, you might feel that it's a bit sensitive around here because it could be a buildup of lymph. So if you feel that it's getting a bit sore, make sure that you've come back to the original points that you've just found. Now the next point is on the upper torso again, and it's literally under your arm. On ladies, it's where the bra strap is. So it's literally there, literally these 2 points under the arm. Now I said at the beginning that we normally use the pads of our fingers, but to get to this point, it's more convenient if you use the fleshy part of your fingers here, the sides of your fingers, and sort of hook in. So imagine you're hooking in and tapping on your bra strap, and it's directly under your underarms. How is that feeling? And then we move, that's the last one on the upper body, we move to the wrist. Now there's a few meridian points going down here, so rather than do them individually, we go across the wrist. So we're actually going to use the length of our fingers across the wrist there. And so we just tap. I'm doing it on this hand as well. I'm showing you that even though I've got jewellery on, we can still tap. And so then we do the thumb and the fingers. So we're going to tap on each finger, but where we're going to do it is right in the middle, the corner of the nail bed. I've got a pen here to show you. It's right where the nail meets the finger and the skin in the middle, in the corner. I keep saying middle, I beg your pardon. So we're going to tap like that. So you've got your palm down, your thumb facing you, and it's that almost like southeast corner of your thumbnail where the nail meets the skin, and it's the same place for each digit. And we do that, we're tapping on lots of meridian points. We do all the fingers, and then we finish where we started, which is back on the karate chop. And then when I've finished each round for this Facebook Live, I'll literally sort of sit back like this, might take a deep breath in and out. And this is also the time we can take a glass of water, have a nice little sip. So I'll just go and repeat those so that you feel that you've got a good handle on what the points are. Again, we start on the karate chop, move to the top of the head, move to the middle of the eyebrow, sides of the eyes, under the eyes, under the nose, under the lip, that collarbone, And again, if you need to find where those points are, that's fine. Just do that in your own time. Then we go under the arm, and again, I'm hooking in that way. Then we come to the wrist, going across. And each digit, like the southeast corner of where the nail meets the skin. And we just go through. So as you can see, you'll get into the groove, and that is a round of tapping. We need to add some language to that, and I'll start talking more a bit about that. But that is basically the tapping that we will be doing. So how EFT and tapping works to let you have freedom from the emotions that you are thinking is all to do with flight and fight and freeze. You will have heard of that if you've had any kinds of therapies at any stage. Talked about the tiger in the room, how our body reacts subconsciously to something that's going on. And so we need to look into our subconscious, because our subconscious mind is 40,000 times more powerful than our conscious brain. Our subconscious mind takes in everything we've learned over our whole life, everything we hear, everything we see, everything we think. So this is why affirmations can be very good, that every time we say, I am a powerful, determined woman, we are trying to believe that. But if there's any negativity there, or any self-doubt, or any I'm not feeling good about this, those affirmations and that positivity isn't going to sit as well. So if you can imagine that positivity and affirmations are like sparkling clear water, it's absolutely wonderful. And then the sadness of coping with childlessness at Christmas time is like some dirt or some soil. And if we pour the lovely positivity into the soil and we haven't got rid of the soil, we're just going to dilute it. And it's still there, albeit diluted, but it's still there. And that's what we want to get rid of, that negativity, that soil. We want to get it out. But how can we do that when it's part of us? It's part of our normal reactions. It's the part of how we feel. Right? This is what we want to change with EFT. So EFT looks at breaking the cycle of the energy of your reactions. So because we're talking about Christmas and coping with Christmas, if you think when you see perfect family having a Christmas dinner around a tree, whatever the associations and the triggers are for Christmas for you, and you have a reaction, whether that's something in your stomach or a pain in your heart, or you start thinking you're wanting to cry, or you're having a physical reaction, that's your subconscious telling you this is how you react when you see those triggers. And that can change. And that's the wonderful thing about EFT, that can change. I thought that I was always going to have to be sad because I didn't have a child. I thought, I'm in my 40s, I'm childless, I'm sad. I thought that was the way it was going to be. And EFT means that you can actually release that sadness. We can release the energy, we can change how we think, change how we feel, and that we don't have the same reactions to the triggers that we see and hear and listen to, everything that we are exposed to in our life. So I hope that is explained a little bit more about how and why it works. I mean, there's a lot more information that I can share with you about neural pathways and creating new thought processes. But now I'd like to get on to the coping with Christmas. So how the tapping round is going to work, as well as tapping on the various points, which will break the cycle of energy on our acupressure points and all the energy that's in our meridians. We also want to talk about the language that our energy is producing. So we want to break that cycle by focusing on the negative energy, that dirt, that soil, what we don't want to have, so that we can clear it and disperse it. So when you think of a trigger for Christmas or a trigger for December, could be Christmas, could be the holidays, whatever language you'd like to use, where do you feel that in your body? Do you know where you feel that? Is it a definite, I feel it in my belly, feel it in my heart, feel it in my shoulders, feel it in my head? Or is it more a general sensation that I just feel, I feel rough, I don't like how I feel, I always feel this way? If we concentrate on the energy and the sensation, if you had to give it a color, a shape, a size, a texture, and a location, what would that feel like? If you have not visualized before and you're not sure how to do that, just close your eyes and think about what is going on in your body at the moment. How do you feel when you think about an image of Christmas that is now on the TV, on the radio? I mean, here in the UK, we can't go out to the shops, but next week the shops will be full of people buying Christmas presents and shopping for a wonderful family Christmas that we're going to have over 5 days. Everyone's going to try and make Christmas really special because of COVID. What do you feel in your body? What's your reaction? For example, thinking of the size. Is it like a walnut? Is it a golf ball? Is it an apple sized? Is it a tennis ball, rugby ball? Any size that you think you could put a label on to that feeling, or is it just indeterminate and indistinct? And then, is there a colour? Is it an angry red? Is it a foreboding darkness? Is it shimmery? Is it see-through? Is it just so murky that you can't see anything? What about its texture? Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it painful? Is it aching? Is it metallic? Is it buzzing? Is it shimmery? Is it wobbling? Is it watery? Is it waves? What kind of texture would you give? And the shape, is it a blob? Does it feel like a butterfly? Does it feel like a lightning rod? Does it feel like a blanket of despair? What sort of shape would you give that? Or again, an indistinct shape? And where are you feeling that energy? Again, if you keep your eyes closed, where is that energy? Is it in your belly? Is it below your belly button? Is it in your heart? Is it in the pit of your stomach? Is it in your shoulder blades, between them on your back? Whereabouts is that? Is it in your toes, in your legs? Where are you feeling that sensation? That's what we're going to tap on, that sensation. Because when you think of a perfect Christmas and a little baby, someone's first baby, and a little Christmas Santa hat on, and the reaction you have is that trigger. So the picture is the trigger, and your reaction is your subconscious telling you, this is how you've got to react to that. We're going to tap on that feeling. So I'm not putting words in your mouth. So when we're tapping on the feeling, I'm going to talk about the size, the color, the texture, the shape, location. So I'll just give you a few examples, but by all means, do not use these if this is not what you're feeling. You need to go with what you're feeling. So it could be a small red golf ball, hard knot of anger in my tummy. It could be a huge black fizzing mess of nothingness in my heart. It could be medium size icicles of horrible white light as a stabbing. I think you can see from the different examples there, it's whatever you feel, and if you can put a label on it, the more specific you can be, the better. So what we're going to do now is actually start some tapping with using your language. So I will say a phrase and then you will repeat it. So we'll be doing quite a bit of tapping. Has anyone got any comments while we're going along? Hello, everyone. Yes, I think, yeah, an arrow to the heart, a giant bee sting, yeah, heavy rock in the stomach, or a fizz of anger through the body. Absolutely, they are the things that you're feeling. Yes. Yeah, and again, it's whatever relates to you. So I'm going to start using some language. If you don't like the words that I'm saying, you say what you need to be the right vocabulary for you. Okay. And for all our friends in the US, if I talk about the word Christmas and you want to say holidays, that's absolutely fine. I might also use the words mother, sister, sister-in-law. in terms of family expectations. If you want to change those to brother, father, uncle, etc., whatever, you do that. Make that your own. Feels like an oil slick in my belly. Exactly. And is it dark, or is there any shimmeriness there? Is it wobbling? Is it static? Yeah. And as we start tapping, you might feel it changing. Any change in that energy is your energy starting to release. Okay, so we'll do the first one. And Mandy, if you don't mind, I'm going to use an oil slick in my belly just as an example. So if you'd like to start repeating after me. So we're tapping on this point here. Even though I don't have children, and even though I have an oil slick in my belly, I'm learning to value myself. This oil slick on my belly, this dropping on a roller coaster, this oil slick in my belly. When I think of Christmas, I'm so sad when I think of Christmas. Think of all the images of a perfect family. I don't have a perfect family. How could I be happy at Christmas? There's so much going on. I feel so sad about it. I just want to sleep through December. I don't want to see these triggers anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I have to stay feeling like this, don't I? Is it possible that I could feel different? And that's the end of one cycle. You might want to exhale with a deep breath. Let your hands go. And have a sip of water. Now that you think about how those feelings are feeling in your body, what that energy is feeling like, can you feel, has anything changed? Sometimes it might intensify, sometimes it might move. Has anyone found something moving? Even, general feeling of anxiety and sadness. Sometimes if it's a general feeling, by tapping and talking about the things we've just talked about, that can sometimes bring more of a clarification of how you're feeling up. Can anyone feel things differently? Right, so let's go again. So we're going to start the same way with a statement. So, even though I don't have children, I feel like I'm dropping off a roller coaster. I don't want to feel this way. I want to start valuing myself. Got this roller coaster in my stomach. This huge ride that I've got to go through. I'm speeding and I can't slow down. My stomach is dropping. All because it's Christmas. I used to like Christmas. I don't anymore. I don't know whether to feel festive or sad. How can I feel festive when I don't have any children? I have to stay sad because I don't have children. Everyone around me is planning their Christmas festivities. I really don't want to join in. There's family expectation to join in. I have to join in, don't I? What would happen if I didn't join in the same way? Big breath out. Take that sip of water if you need it. And how are you feeling now? What's happening with that energy? whether it's that roller coaster, the fizz of anger. Can you feel that? Is it moving? Has it become more intense? Has it become less intense? Whatever you're feeling is right. There is no right or wrong way. So don't worry about that. It's a matter of going with what you're thinking, what your energy is telling you. Okay. So we'll keep going, tapping like that. Yeah. Feel more solid inside. Yeah. Okay. And is that solid in a good way or a bad way? Is it in a calm way? Clarity, or is it solid with resistance? But again, the fact that you can feel a change is your energy changing, and that's what EFT is all about, allowing you to go, this is how I used to feel, and my body felt this way, and actually, I'm allowed to let it go. I'm allowed to release it. And we do that just by tapping. That's great that you're having those reactions. Less turbulent. Oh, Julie, that's beautiful. Less turbulent. I don't need to feel like this. It's still intense. The oil is like waves. Okay, Mandy. Yeah, the oil is like, so the oil is starting to churn up. Yeah. And Julie feels calmer. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. That is the beauty of EFT. Okay, so Mandy, you've got some waves going on with that oil. So that's absolutely fine. On one hand, it's good to get things moving and get that intensity. That's your energy moving, and that can be dispersed. So now let's keep tapping. I'm going to be tapping in the same vein with the same sorts of phrases and words. If you want to put anything in the comments, if you've got a particular word you would like me to use, please go ahead, but we'll be continuing on in the same vein. And so, Mandy, if you don't mind, I'm going to use your waves and oil slick again. So even though I've got this dark oil slick in my stomach starting to make waves, I want to value myself. I want to accept myself. This dark oil slick in my stomach starting to make waves. I don't like the waves. I don't know what's under the waves. Will I be safe? What happens if I stir the waves up? Will I be vulnerable? Will this be too scary? Is it possible that I can feel differently about Christmas? What are the waves trying to tell me? How can I let things go? Do I even know what I want to let go of? I just know that I want to cope with Christmas. What can I let go of to do that? Again, if you need to have a bit of a stretch, or even if you need to get up, move around, stretch around, do that. This is your time. This is responding to your body and what your body needs. Take a sip of water. Oh. So Mandy, sorry to ask you, but what are those waves feeling like now? And Julie, how's that calmness feeling? Has that sensation moved anywhere? This is what EFT is so wonderful, that you can have such a quick reaction and a quick release of what's going on. And of course, we've got lots of layers of our childlessness, and coping at Christmas is just one aspect. But I think you can see how actually, yeah, you can feel different. You don't need to keep feeling the way you were feeling yesterday or this morning or before this session started. So that's great to get your feedback. So we'll start another round of tapping. Just see how you feel. See if the energy moves. Sometimes it disappears completely. Sometimes it moves around. You can really get a sense of it moving into your legs. It doesn't matter. Again, there's no right or wrong. So it's still similar, Julie, right? Just wondering how we find the right words when we're doing it alone. Yeah. That's where you come and work with an EFT practitioner. This is a general session for everyone. So I'm being quite generic in terms of language, and it's all about Christmas. When you have one-to-one work, my words are great. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's because this is the way we feel. When you have one-to-one sessions, that's when we use your vocabulary. We draw things out, so it's very much relevant for you. But yeah, this is very much Christmas, but we all feel this way, don't we? Yeah, we all feel this way about Christmas. And so, Mandy, it's still moving, but not as fast. Yes, exactly. So things are settling. You're thinking, oh, where am I going? Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Okay, so we'll do some more like this, and we'll just start feeling where that energy is moving. Okay, so even though I've got this more solid green block of calm in my stomach, I want to value myself. I want to accept myself. This green block of calm in my stomach. It's like a gift box. It's full of calm. I never thought I could be calm around Christmas. I thought I should feel sad at Christmas. I don't have children. Therefore, I must feel sad. Because I've always felt sad at Christmas. Is there another way I could feel about Christmas? Got all of December to get through. Is there some tiny thing I could look forward to for me? Whether it's Christmas related or not. Is there something I would like to do for me during December? What would that look and feel like? So again, lovely out breath, getting that oxygen in. You need to roll your shoulders, have some more water. Staying hydrated during tapping is really good because it helps everything move. Yes, so that's really good. So you're thinking, oh, yeah, I can feel a change. Some of you can feel it, can really identify what that change is, and you can see it and feel it and vocalize it. Some of you might be thinking there's something going on, but I can't necessarily vocalize it, and that's fine because you can use words like it's abstract, it's ephemeral, something on the outside. The more specific we are with EFT, though, the more we can get that energy to move. Yeah. So that's great. You're all just recovering from that round. Yeah, and having a general feeling, just even a general feeling. Can you feel that that general feeling is moving around your body? Is it changing? And change is good because when we've been childless, we think that, well, we're childless, we have to stay in this sad state. Oh, feeling chilly bumps. Hi, Jocelyn. Goosebumps and chilly bumps. Yes. Yeah. The magic of EFT. Yeah. And it's not magic, it's actually science. It's all to do with our brain, our subconscious. I mean, it can feel a bit like magic. And I say that when I say magic, I mean the transformation, but it's actually scientifically based. Yeah. But we haven't got time for all of that in this session. Right. So we're going to do some more. Wobbly legs. Yes, wobbly legs. Yeah. Yes, hi Jocelyn. Yeah. Wobbly legs and yawning. Yawning is fantastic because that's your energy releasing and getting out of your body, and your body is working really hard to get rid of that. So that is fantastic. Yeah. Yawning. And you don't have to, I mean, I can't see you, but in my sessions that I have, I say, don't worry about even putting a hand up to your mouth when you're yawning, because it's almost like you'll be too tired to yawn. Yeah, yawning is great. It's that sense of release and letting go. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So we'll do some more. Yeah. So might take your goosebumps, Jocelyn. I'll say I've got goosebumps on my shoulders. So even though I've got tiny little pink goosebumps on my shoulders, I'm learning to value myself. These tiny goosebumps, they're round and tiny, all over my shoulders and my back. It's what happens when I think about Christmas. I think about the holidays. Think about all the presents I have to buy for others. I always buy lots of other presents. Sometimes I enjoy buying all the presents. Sometimes I think I'm just a present giving machine. I buy them for my family, nieces and nephews. Sometimes I love looking at their faces when they open my presents. Sometimes I don't even get an acknowledgement that I've even sent a gift. How do I feel about Christmas? Shake. Shake those shoulders. Lovely sip of water. Oh, is anyone else yawning? Feeling wobbly legs? It's almost like you need to rub your legs. You can feel the energy in your body changing. When we talk about different things, we have different language. So you've got the oral sense. You can see in your mind's eye those visual triggers of those pictures of Christmas. One thing I'm thinking of about COVID is that because of the social distancing we have here in the UK and possibly in Ireland, I don't know what the situation is there at the moment, and in America, but I don't think there's going to be as many Santa photos with babies and children all over Facebook just because of social distancing. And so that got me thinking, could COVID change the way that we do Christmas? Yes, definitely. Like telling the story of our emotion is questioning why we feel the way we do. Will it change? Posing positive possibilities. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we've got the positivity there. We've got lots of positivity. We've probably all heard about the affirmations, like I was talking about earlier, but it's telling the story of our emotions. And often we don't listen to that story. We just accept the end and the way it is now because that's what we feel. But we can think differently. We are allowed to think differently. We're allowed to give ourselves permission to think differently. We just have got to find out how to do that and say it's okay to think differently. It's okay to feel differently. So on that note, let's do some more tapping. So even though I've got sadness and anxiety in my heart because I'm childless, especially at Christmas, I want to value myself. I've got sadness in my heart. It's a huge drain on my emotions. Heartache every day. I have to feel this way because I don't have children. I have to feel this way, don't I? Who says I'm allowed to feel happy? Or could I just feel neutral about Christmas? What could I do to feel neutral about Christmas? What could I let go of? of my despair about being childless? Is there some part of my despair I could give away? Is there some part of my sadness that I could cut? Like a Christmas cake, cut a slice of my sadness, put it in the bin. What would that feel like? Would I feel too vulnerable? Would it be scary? Or could I make my sadness a bit smaller? Sip of water. Stretch. Whatever you need to do for your physical body. So April, feeling lightheaded. Yes, that's absolutely your energy moving around. It's your energy dispersing. Right. Can you feel anything different? What sort of sense of emotions do you feel now that you can feel the energy moving? Or is it just you're overwhelmed by feeling lightheaded? Yeah. And we can work on feeling grounded. Yeah. So much happens with EFT, and it's such a simple and fundamental therapy. It's absolutely brilliant. I wish I'd known about this years ago, because I would have given up and let go of the sadness that I felt. This is what I say. I identified as being sad because I didn't have children. I thought that's how you have to stay. We don't have to feel that way. We don't have to stay that way, especially at Christmas. No. So, anybody else got any reactions they want to share? Yeah. And it's a very personal thing. So, yeah, lots of yawning. Yawning is fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. And it might be that you are a bit tired after this session. Yeah. And that's fine. Go with it if you can. Go with it. Listen to your body if you need to have a little nap afterwards. I know it'll be earlier in the day over there, but you go with what your body needs, whether it's rest. Something's moving and I'm yawning, April. Fantastic. Letting go and changing. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah. Right, we'll keep going because we've got time for a few more rounds. So even though I have this energy moving in my chest, I am valuing myself. Now put your own words in. You've got this size, colour, texture, shape. This colour, shape, location. My energy is moving. I can feel that I feel different. But I have to stay sad about Christmas, don't I? I don't have children. I have to stay sad. What if I got rid of some of that sadness? Not all, that would be far too much. Could I make the sadness smaller? What could I let go of to make the sadness feel smaller? Is there something I can shake off? Something I can let go? And now that COVID's here, can we do things differently? Can I do Christmas by Zoom? Do I have to meet up with everyone? Is there a family tradition I could get rid of? Is COVID an excuse to do Christmas differently? Could I find a new thing to do at Christmas that was just for me? that would bring me some happiness. Why should I not have happiness at Christmas? I don't have children. Do I have to miss out on everything? How could COVID give me some new traditions? What would new traditions look and feel like for me and my wider family? How would that feel? Nice shake, wriggle, release. A bit more water. Yeah, so COVID is a really good opportunity for us to question all the things that we must do. Christmas consists of. All those things we've been told, we always do it this way. Life is so different now. Can we use COVID as a way of starting something different? Even if it's tiny, you can have a tiny change. Yeah. Seems like as awful as COVID is, and the death and sadness that it's wreaked on so many people, could we use that now to change the way we do things at Christmas with our families and our friends? Christmas is full of traditions. But those traditions had to start somewhere. Someone started them. So can we change them ever so slightly? That is something to think about. So how's that energy feeling now? Got lightheaded, yawning, which are absolutely wonderful reactions. Things moving. What are people feeling like now? This is what I love about EFT, that it's so real. You can really feel it. It's part of you, your body, but it's also part of the new you. You can let go of those layers of sadness around childlessness, especially at Christmas. We can start letting go like an onion, layer by layer. It's fantastic. And it shows that we can feel differently about childlessness and differently about Christmas. I used to always identify, oh, here we are, thinking of a new transition for myself. Absolutely. Yeah. And why not? Yeah. Definitely moving. And karma, Mandy, yeah, karma is brilliant. Karma allows us to just deal with things more and not get so upset to those, not react to those triggers and feel that sadness and reaction, just feeling karma. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I started with pretty intense menstrual cramps. Now they seem to be less. Yeah, so I'm sorry you've had those cramps, but yeah, just everything calming down. Not sure if it's coincidental. No, well, I'm not sure, but at least you're feeling calmer. Yeah. Calmer and more neutral. Yeah. And this is, one session. This isn't about taking us from I feel so sad to Christmas to yay, Christmas is the best time ever and I can't wait for it. But even to be neutral, to be in that sort of fairly neutral position about triggers for Christmas, that's great. Feeling neutral opens up a lot more possibilities to bring that positivity in. But like we said, we can't get that positivity in till we've got rid of these things that trigger us. So that's absolutely fantastic. Moving and feeling calmer. Oh, I'm really pleased for you. And thinking of new traditions, yes. Yeah. So let's tap with that. Calm for sure, and tired. Yeah, tired is wonderful because that's your energy releasing and let go. Brilliant. So another round of tapping. Even though I've got small parts of energy moving around my body, I want to let go and accept myself. Size, color, texture, shape, location. All these things going on in my body. I'm feeling really tired as well. All this is moving. part of me wonders, how can I possibly change the way I feel? Especially at Christmas. But what if I could change the way I feel about Christmas? Is there something new I can do for myself? Or something I've always wanted to do? Something that my mother or my sister-in-law wouldn't let me do at Christmas. Because I had to stick to the family traditions. But everything's different now. So could I let go of some of my sadness? Would that feel safe? Or would I feel vulnerable? Or would I like to know what that feels like to let go just a tiny bit? Again, lovely stretch. Wriggle. Some water. Right. We've got time for one more final round. So we'll just see if you've got any comments you'd like to make. And then we can have a little chat on the comments after the final session. But we'll do one final round. Just seeing how you're feeling. And this is not a competition. It's not, oh, I'm not feeling what she's feeling. This is all about what you're feeling inside, what you're feeling for you. It's all about you, how your body is reacting, how your subconscious is reacting. Yeah. Maybe a feeling of unfairness coming up. Yeah, absolutely. Totally. Yeah. That's a biggie at Christmas and well, throughout the whole year, but especially at Christmas. Yeah. So we'll do a final round now. Yeah. Yeah, I will share. Yes. I'll give you my website details if anyone wants to get in contact with me. But yes, unfairness comes up. Yeah. So let's do a final round. So let's go with it. Even though I feel the unfairness of my childlessness inside me, I value myself. The unfairness of childlessness, its colour, shape, size, the unfairness of childlessness in my body, I can feel it. It's always been that way. I just don't want to feel that anymore. Life is unfair. Life is unfair. Do I want to feel that unfairness over Christmas? What if I could feel a tiny bit different? What would that feel like? Am I willing to let something go so that I didn't feel that unfairness as much? I can't change my childlessness. Can I change how I feel about it? Is that really possible? How can I cope at Christmas? I want to cope with Christmas. I don't want to feel that sadness. I don't want to feel that despair, that loneliness. What can I do for me? How can I make December bearable for me? Is there something I've always wanted to do in December? Never been able to? Could COVID change things so that I can do what I want to do? How would that even feel? What would it look like for the next month? Am I really allowed to change how I feel? Well, I can feel the change in my body. Am I allowed to feel differently? Am I allowed to cope with Christmas? Big breath in and out. And glass of water. So let's see some of your comments. How are you feeling now? So your headache's dissipating, Julie. Fantastic. That's absolutely great. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And April, lots has moved and you're feeling so calm and rested. Yes, absolutely brilliant. It is amazing what EFT can do. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my website down here, which is called Worthy and Content. And I chose that name very purposefully, that even though I don't have children, I am worthy and I am content. So that is my website. Thank you very much, Stephanie, for suggesting that. So I've popped that there. My Zoom door is always open. So I do Zoom sessions online and have this wonderful connection. I love working with Zoom because you just experienced how wonderful it is to actually have this therapy over the internet. And I'm so pleased that you felt that change and you're feeling calm and rested, neutral, calmer, grounded, absolutely brilliant. So if people would like one-to-one sessions, by all means get in contact and we can go through what's available for you. And that's when I really work with your story, your language, what's going on with you, what resonates with you. But thank you very much. You're very welcome, Jocelyn. Very welcome. I hope you've all, really benefited from it, and that the next few weeks, yeah, you're welcome, Lisa. The next few weeks can be different for you. December can be different. Christmas can be different. How do you want your Christmas to look for you and feel? So thank you very much. It's been lovely. Thank you, Mandy. You're very welcome. Yeah, it's been lovely to spend this time with you. And maybe I'll see you at another time. Okay, so thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your time today. Do look after yourself. If you need to have a little nap, do look after your body and look after your mind. And I'll see you again. Thank you very much. Bye. Love you. Oh, thank you. I got it in France. Thank you, April. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now. Bye.